really knows everyone.
Yes.
Given the number of tournaments, how packed a badminton player schedule is all year round.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, India, represented by Subhankar DEY. And on my left, Indonesia, represented by Shesar Hiren RHUSTAVITO. India to serve, love all, play.
Wala na daw warm up.
I know, imagine that's the first rally of the game. And it's just the first rally and it's already that long.
Exactly, and that just really paints a picture of how high the level is at this point of the tournament.
And you can actually hear their smashes. It's like, boom, you know, it's so strong. But still, the other one would defend it like really well.
I think more than the strong attacks that we've been seeing all throughout the tournament, the wow factor really comes with the defense.
Exactly. I mean, it's hard enough to defend, you know, a smash. It's even harder when you're running around and you're thinking of a strategy to go against your opponent.
One, love.
Pressure is on Day because it's up to him to keep their hopes alive in this Team Thai event.
Nice attack by RHUSTAVITO. He was already there. He anticipated the shot and, you know, automatically he put it on the other side and got him that point.
We're tied at 1-1.
Second time RHUSTAVITO made that same error. Well, you can't blame them. The nerves, you know, is, of course, at the start of the game, both of them are feeling different kinds of pressure.
That's really where we can expect those unforced errors to come out. He's trying to counter it back in that instance.
3-1.
But it's Day with a 2-point lead early on.
Sometimes it's ironic that it's the easy shots that they actually miss, but the hard ones, like the smashing and defending, they actually, you know, they're very consistent with it.
And we definitely heard how strong those smashes were from RHUSTAVITO.
3.
And what's good about what he did was the follow-up attack. The first attack was good, but it was returned, and then he followed it up with an even stronger attack.
Sometimes you just have to keep on smashing. Just keep the pressure on when it comes to the attack. That was called out, and RHUSTAVITO knew it. Now we're tied up at 3-3. That was gonna go in. That cross.
No, if you look at their net shots, it's really great and so accurately, you know, accurately done.
Both these players so confident. Cross-court counters are actually really hard to pull
It has
off.
to be just the right amount of push.
Quick error on the side of RHUSTAVITO. And I can't believe we're
5,
still in
3.
the first half of this game.
I know.
They still leading the way, 5-3 now.
Great anticipation by RHUSTAVITO.
Service
I mean,
over.
really, he's
4,
got it covered in front.
5.
He anticipated it, and when the opportunity came, he immediately attacked it without hesitation.
He hesitated. He thought that I was going to go out and then tried a fancy shot to get it back.
4.
Now, both these players are generally well rested because we saw their journey to the semifinals. And they didn't play the last two matchups. And RHUSTAVITO was actually lined up in their matchup against the Philippines yesterday. But then that ended in 3-0, so it didn't reach his event.
Those net shots, I mean, like sharp.
Both these players so accurate in this game. This has to be the longest rally we've seen all day. Oh, what a shot! Wow.
His patience paid off. Like, it seemed like he was following RHUSTAVITO's lead, but he was consistent all the way until the rally ended.
That was a big risk on the side of RHUSTAVITO that didn't pay off, that cross-court hit. I mean, it worked earlier, but not in this really long rally.
And imagine the rally is really, really long, and then you get like a few seconds to catch your breath and
That's right.
start the next rally.
It's tiring just watching that.
I know. And sometimes I'm holding my breath, actually, because it's so exciting.
Well, they're definitely taking a bit more time recovering after that rally.
See, the pressure is different on both sides. For Indonesia,
7,
it's like, this is we can take it with this one game, while India feels a different kind of pressure, which is we have to do this to get to the next, next game.
This is a do or die for them. But I would say that Jaya is handling that pressure well so far. But he makes an error, just sending the lift too strong to the back.
5-7.
RHUSTAVITO still trailing by 2 here.
Wow, that was a quick cross-court smash.
Service over. 8-5.
This smash is brought to you by Smart. That really was a great move from Day.
I know. I guess at this point it's really taking chances. You take chances when to attack, and if it does come back, you have to be ready for it.
He's been showing us that he has great court coverage so far.
And at least we can safely say until now he's, you know, he's the more consistent one with a 3-point lead.
He was really trying to rush back to be ready for that smash, but RHUSTAVITO picked the right spot.
And when you accidentally like lift it short, you really just basically have to pick a side. You can't just stand in the middle because you'll be dead on both sides.
And just say a little prayer.
And hope you guessed it right.
Yeah. That will go wide for RHUSTAVITO. And Dey is still really holding on to that 3-point lead.
And you really see, you know, their outs are like really a small, you know, it's just a small margin. So you can see how accurate they really are. And that's why the rallies are very long.
And it's good that we have the challenge system as well.
That's true.
I would think that the pressure should generally be more on Dey since their backs are against the wall, but he seems to be a very steady player.
Service over 7-9.
I think he's the player that you would trust with these crucial games. What a great counter.
That was a great net shot, crawling over the net, and that's the hardest actually to return. Because even if you do get it back, it's probably high and you'll be back in a defense mode.
Exactly.
Service over 8-10.
It's really those lifts that we've been seeing a lot of errors from. Great anticipation at the net from Dey once again.
And great push, like directly to the body.
And he will be leading the way as we head into our first interval, 11-8.
Seeing that opening and, you know, taking chances.
For Dey, I think it's so far so good for him. He's moving really well in this game. That is in. That is a very difficult shot to return.
Service over 9-11.
You know, we haven't seen any big leads at the most. It's been a 3-point lead so far.
By RHUSTAVITO. Did you see that? Like he jumped twice, made you think that he was gonna smash it, but then he drops it until Dey kind of gets, you know, off position, and there you go, a great smash.
Straight to the body too. So that point was all about the great placement of RHUSTAVITO. The counters are also close. From our angle, we can't even really tell sometimes if it went over or not. But that did not go in the favor of RHUSTAVITO. Dey still up by 2, 12-10. And And sometimes
Service
those
over.
simple returns are just really the most effective.
That's right.
11, 12.
Catching Day by surprise. He was already moving towards the other direction.
But I love RHUSTAVITO's, movement, like with the hand. It's like there's sort of like a pause before he actually hits the shuttle. So you're not sure where to go.
On.
And that is a big advantage for a badminton player.
Wow. Great smash by Day.
Service over. 13, 12.
He's been getting points from these, setting himself up and then suddenly going for a really strong smash. Another unforced error from RHUSTAVITO. Just when he tied things up, Day is able to open up a 2-point lead once again.
Wow! What a great return! I mean, did you think that was coming back?
No, not at all.
15.
Not at all.
12.
Because, I mean, look at where RHUSTAVITO was. We rarely see players returning those kinds of shots.
An attack from the net is like almost like a sure point. But in this case, I guess Day was also ready to return that one.
And sometimes you just keep on swinging your racket.
It's true what they say. You can't stop until the shuttle is down on the floor.
That's right. And I think that was a big morale booster for Day as well. And
Yes.
a frustrating point also for RHUSTAVITO.
And you can see Day getting that momentum, and this is the biggest lead so far.
RHUSTAVITO asking for a wipe down of the court. We saw that he tried to dive for the shot given to him by Day. There it is. And he slipped. So he's just making sure that there are no slippery spots on the court. And double duty as well, because it gives him time to recover as well.
Use your shoes.
It's so hard to tell what they're thinking, I mean, you can only guess by this time, the pressure is building up on both sides. One wants to finish it, and the other one's like, I can't let him,
Yes.
take another point.
12.
But the point that we saw earlier, that surprising return from Day, actually has a really lasting impact
That's
on the
true.
game. Oh, but that is an error.
Service over. 13, 16.
Emotions are also going to be challenging for Day, because I'm sure that having this lead and being quite close to getting that win, he needs to manage them well too.
Service over.
But he looks very pumped up.
17, 13.
Here's what happened at the net. All of his points are morale boosters.
Yes, that's right.
That will be called out.
Oh no, I think,
18,
RHUSTAVITO's been
13.
making one mistake after the other and giving Day even more, confidence.
And these aren't the long rallies that we started the game with. These are quick errors. There it is once again. With a quick error at the net. And Day has broken this game open. He is up by 6 points and 2 points away from taking set number 1. Another error with that lift
Service
from
over.
Day,
14, 19.
giving some hope to RHUSTAVITO. He's down by 5.
Day trying to keep his focus, it's just 2 points away, but he knows he can't relax at any point.
The game isn't over until it's over, and he slipped trying to
15.
return that.
19.
between the legs shot from RHUSTAVITO. Normally, you know, those returns are just giveaways.
Yes.
15.
Truly, you know, a smash is effective when placed at the right spot. You can't just say you're just gonna smash and take the point. Wow.
That was a great return from RHUSTAVITO.
Yeah, you can see Day was actually starting to move back. That's why he slipped. He thought it was going to be pushed to the back.
Change the shot.
You know, it's just 1 point away to winning the first set, but I guess that's the hardest, the finishing.
And, you know, there's still definitely a chance for RHUSTAVITO given that it's badminton uses the rally point system. He just has to be consistent and he can still definitely get back in this game. And slowly but surely.
Nice placement of his attack, really. It's where you place it.
There's that cross-court smash once again. Just completely challenging the defense of Day. And Day is going to want to break momentum, so.
Both players trying to keep their, you know, trying to be composed and staying focused.
Thank you.
That's true. You would really think that when you're at 20, things are easy, but just things just get so much harder.
At this point, nothing is easy.
That's true. RHUSTAVITO
17,
down by 3.
20.
Day at game point.
Once again, Day was able to return. A very difficult defense.
It's a very lucky day for Day.
Very good
Without a doubt.
anticipation, you know, and you know.
I believe that RHUSTAVITO's coach stayed a bit longer. I mean, Day has been playing
but there's two
exceptionally
coaches
well.
for Day.
Yeah.
And it's like two people talking to you.
Yeah.
So let's see if he's able to absorb everything the coaches have said.
And I can't imagine, I mean, from a coach's standpoint also.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's like you want to get, you know, to say everything you need to say and hope that it stays.
That's a challenge because the intervals when it comes to badminton, they're so quick.
I know.
Second game, love all.
So just to paint, for everyone who's just tuning in, just to paint you a picture of what's been happening, this is a must-win game for India if they want to stay in the tournament. Indonesia on the verge of moving on to the finals, but they need to get this win. Again, a really long rally to start of the match, and Day emerging victorious with that battle at the net.
And sometimes, you know, I think that's why you make a simple errors, because you really want to get it so close to the net, because you know your opponent just keeps returning it. So all the more you want it so close to the net, all the more the shuttle doesn't go in. And as we see, you know, the rank is just a number at this point.
Yes, that is so true here in this team event. Quick error from Day as he tried to smash it.
1-all.
And RHUSTAVITO has his game face on.
Yes, change the shot.
And sometimes actually the higher ranked player has more pressure because they know for a fact that they're the higher ranked player and people are expecting them to actually take that point.
And I'm sure they also expect it of themselves.
Yes.
That, you know, there's a big difference when it comes to rank and experience.
That is
So it's also easy for frustration, I guess, to
That's true.
set in. But sometimes there are just these days when you play exceptionally well, and I think it's safe to say that Day is having one of those.
Oh yes, definitely. He's been having like good consistency, good strategy.
He's gonna challenge that call, and it's just overruled.
Yes, it was overruled because it was close to the umpire, so she could actually really see it, and you know.
It's inside.
Just making sure that he got the overrule to favor him.
Did you go to lunch?
Oh, RHUSTAVITO is just clarifying things, asking if they actually did call a challenge. But the umpire overruled that call immediately.
Shesar Hiren RHUSTAVITO challenges called in.
So things just turned around.
Yes.
RHUSTAVITO ended up challenging
that
the
shot,
overrule.
yes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad these days they have that, you know, that challenge, because, you know, back in the day when we were competing, there was no such thing.
That's true, and
So it's so
that
great.
shot
I
is
mean,
called in. It just gives the players more,
you know, some rights, you know,
Yeah.
to it. So you don't feel like you're always in the losing end.
Exactly. That's definitely a good step
5-1.
when it comes to international badminton. I mean,
Wait. 5-1.
without that system, you just have to accept.
I know, that's
and
right.
move on. Especially when it comes to crucial points of the game.
That's true, that's true.
RHUSTAVITO is still challenging what just happened. And him questioning everything that just happened with that challenge. Oh, they're just making sure because the score should be 4-1 instead of 5-1. So that's what RHUSTAVITO was telling our chair umpire.
It might, you know, it's the first half of the second set, and yet, you know, nobody like wants to give up any point.
And look at this point, thanks to that smash brought to you by Smart. And you know that whole challenge went to the way of Day. So RHUSTAVITO could also be using that as motivation. He could be fired up from
Yes.
things not going his way.
That's right. Sometimes, you know, players are different. Instead of getting frustrated about it, it looks like it's giving him that extra push to play even better.
He has that "I'll show you" mentality.
Yes, I know. And closing the gap. This time it's just a 1-point lead for Day.
You can tell that there was a significant change in the body language of RHUSTAVITO after that.
Some players are good when you piss them off.
That's
while
true.
others, you know, just fall apart. But at this stage, I think, you know, it's very clear.
RHUSTAVITO diving to return that shot.
Service over.
But it goes wide.
3.
And we've been talking about the intensity that we're expecting in the semifinals of the Asia Team Championships. On the other court, we're seeing Malaysia versus Japan.
Thank
and
you.
even if we're just seeing it with our peripheral vision, we can tell how high the level of that
And
match
you can
is
actually
as well.
hear it from the cheers of their fans
Exactly.
and teammates.
No easy wins being given out
5.
as
3.
we are nearing the final stages of this tournament.
Men's team fire result from court number 2. Between Malaysia.
Quick error from RHUSTAVITO.
I think he's trying to rush and get the point, so you know it's
6.
that's why he made that
3.
error.
He has the ability to go for these long rallies, so Coach, you would say that that's what he should be focusing on.
Although sometimes, yeah, you need to take chances. Unfortunately, it just didn't work for him for this particular shot.
They mounting a 3-point lead once again.
Service over 4-6.
We talked about the change in the body language of RHUSTAVITO. We saw it change to a more fiery stance earlier, but then now his shoulders are dropping again.
Well, see, that's the hard part. I mean, it's so hard to sustain, like, from start to finish, that you're on a roll and you keep, you know, getting the points and keep doing it. It really, you know, you just hope that you lessen your errors. That's it.
Day is still up here in the second set, 7-5. That was a very close call. Line judges deem it to be out, and that will be another point for Day.
Cross-court smash. It's just like, it's like a half smash, you know?
Yeah.
And sometimes it's those that really work. It's not those full smashes. So really, the strategy is, you know, kind of difficult when you're running around and trying to think where you're going to place the shot. So really, these players are on such high level of, you know, play that they can actually do it.
And RHUSTAVITO's points have really been from great placement, good court vision. They're getting some help from the net.
That is over.
Like we were discussing, you know, it was simple errors. Like, he just did a backhand smash and then he went into, like, miss the net shot. But it really happens, you know.
Yeah, that's true. Lack of power and push from that underhand hit by Day.
Change the shuttle.
Day still with a lead, very similar to what happened in set number 1.
And you know, I must say, you know, Day is like really stretched wide, but he still manages to get the shuttle back in. I mean, it's amazing.
He's one of those players where other players normally wouldn't be able to get to the shot.
I know.
But he can do it. Immediately challenges that call.
8, 9. Challenge. Subhankar DEY. Challenge. Called out.
That was definitely out.
Yeah.
It was very far from the line. But sometimes, since the smashes are so fast.
Yes. Or maybe he just really needed a break.
Yeah.
Breaking the momentum, because RHUSTAVITO has been getting points.
Challenge.
I mean, he was already walking towards his water bottle.
And I can imagine, you know, how tired they must be already at this point because every rally has been so long.
Yes.
Play.
Another one of those mistakes.
10.
RHUSTAVITO has really been suffering from that giggle factor.
Yes. It's like he's closing the gap and then he gives away one more point.
Oh, that was
Would have been a nice
shot.
one. Yes,
Yeah.
it would have been a nice one. That was a deceiving net shot and he almost got it.
But that was too much of a risk, and that will bring us to our interval. They still leading the way 11-8. They're probably telling him to
11-8.
just
Play.
stay composed.
Yeah,
And
and play it as he is playing.
he's so confident. It takes a lot of confidence with those counters. You can tell that he knows exactly what he wants to do. What a cross-court smash, and then they will call for another challenge.
13-8. The challenge.
And we're gonna see that official review. That was called in.
And it's truly in.
Yeah, that is very much in.
Subhankar DEY, challenge called in.
So there's just some confusion about what was really called.
I think Day was just simply asking, but probably the umpire thought he was already asking for the challenge.
Yes.
Unsuccessful. One challenge remaining. 9.
And
13.
RHUSTAVITO is also asking about what happened.
It's so intense. But I can understand because, you know, every point is very, very important.
RHUSTAVITO trying to refocus here.
That was a great push to the
Exactly.
forehand side.
13.
I actually thought that could have landed in. RHUSTAVITO really doing a good job at moving around, but then makes the error.
Change the shuttle.
Day is pulling away here, now up by 4 points. How important is it for Day to just end this in 2 games?
Well, actually, if they like alternately get a point each, it should be fine as long as it's like alternating because he's on that lead.
Yes.
And the lead just keeps getting
14.
bigger.
9.
And those are really unfortunate errors on the side of RHUSTAVITO, you know, errors when it comes to receiving.
Service over. 10. 14.
Great defense by RHUSTAVITO. Well, they took a chance. I mean, like he was jumping and it's hard to really get back.
You could tell that the momentum was really going a different direction.
Wow. That was a great backhand full smash.
14.
And RHUSTAVITO just not giving up. They has been really, really good with his defense today. But then look at that smash from RHUSTAVITO. Finally getting the point that he's been working so hard for. Still have a 3-point gap in this game. And that's gonna help.
And you can see RHUSTAVITO speeding up to the net.
Giveaway shot. He sends it straight to the body. RHUSTAVITO is now down by just 2 points. Day just really celebrating after that point.
Well, I would be too. I mean, that was like hard earned.
Look at this rally. Finally forcing RHUSTAVITO to make that error off the backhand.
Probably it's a bit frustrating for RHUSTAVITO because all his, good shots are being returned by Day, and the longer it gets, the more I guess he would feel it and make simple errors.
That's true. More than the opponents that are really strong, it's really those that are extra sipag.
That's true. That's true.
Are the hardest to play against.
The ones that wouldn't, let up.
Yeah.
Their style of play, if you look at it without looking at the score, you'd think that RHUSTAVITO's actually on the lead because you can tell he's the one controlling the pace of the game, how the rally is going, and Day just keeps returning it, but he seems to be getting more of the points.
That's true.
Subhankar.
RHUSTAVITO actually looks to be more relaxed because Day looks like the more tired player right now. You can see he's trying to catch his breath. That's because of all the effort he's been exerting and running around the court. But he's been leading all throughout this game. Really determined to tie things up at 2-all. And send us to that second doubles match that will determine if it will be India or Indonesia that will be moving on to the finals. He was in a comfortable spot.
Yeah. 17-13.
Day 4 points away from sending us to a game 5. But that was a great smash from RHUSTAVITO, and we've been saying this all throughout the game.
14.
He knows where to
17.
place his attacks.
Yes, that's right.
Change the shuttle.
And he really put in all his power in that smash. Immediately needing a shuttle change. RHUSTAVITO still down by 3.
Service over.
Really, at this point, RHUSTAVITO has no room for error because it's too dangerous at this point.
He's going to have to battle it out and be consistent in every single rally now.
Oh,
so that's
there
good.
You go. He takes that chance in front, presses it down. and gets
18.
that point.
And that strategy has been very effective for him. That was a quick error.
Which was supposed to be an
19.
attack for him.
Yes.
15.
Actually, again, it's, you know, the giggle factor, and you really want to get the point immediately. And actually, that's what's, you know, that makes the mistake.
He needs to be patient.
Mhm.
And again, it's always that spot. Like,
Yeah.
majority of those unforced
20.
errors were coming from
Match
that
point,
spot.
15.
But actually, I can understand his position. Like, he's trying to stop his opponent to get the point, but you know, the more you try too hard,
And
the
that's
harder it is. And that's it for Day. You know, straight sets.
I'm sure he's feeling very, very happy. Goes straight to his coaches to give them hugs. And he keeps India's hopes alive here in this game. We will be moving on to our second doubles match.
Match
And
won by
what a
India,
showdown it's
21-17.
been between
Oh!
Indonesia and
21-15.
India. And they celebrating that victory. He deserves to
Yeah,
do that.
that's true.
Look at him just dropping his racket.
He can't believe it, right?
Again, we've been saying rankings out the window. It's really about which team will want this more. And we're going to see an amazing doubles matchup coming right up.